My parents spent my entire college fund on my brother's third failed business, so when they asked to move in with me after retirement, I handed them the same budget they left me. I was 17 when I found out. Senior year, acceptance letter from Northwestern in hand, ready to celebrate. Dad sat me down at the kitchen table with this look I'd never seen before. "We need to talk about college," he said. My stomach dropped. "Your brother's launching a tech startup. Revolutionary app idea. We're investing." Investing what? I already knew. The college fund. But don't worry. When the company goes public, we'll pay you back triple. I stared at him. "That's my money. Grandma left it specifically for my education." Mom appeared in the doorway. "Your brother needs our support. You can take out loans like everyone else. This is what family does." The app failed within 8 months. Before that, there'd been the boutique fitness studio that closed in 6 weeks, and the organic meal prep service that gave 40 people food poisoning. My brother had a gift for burning through money and blaming external factors. I took out $127,000 in student loans, worked 3 jobs through college, graduated with a finance degree and a burning hatred for the phrase, "family comes first." My brother moved back home at 32, still convinced his next idea would hit big. I moved across the country, paid off my loans in 6 years through brutal hours and extreme budgeting, and bought a 3-bedroom house at 29. I didn't invite them to the housewarming. Last month, Dad called. "Your mother and I are retiring next year. We were thinking we could move in with you." I actually laughed. "You're joking. We sold the house to cover some debts. Your brother's been staying with us and, well, things have been tight. We figured you have that big house. The house I bought with money I earned while drowning in debt you created?" Silence. "We're family," Mom said, having grabbed the other phone. "You can't just abandon us." I took a deep breath. "I'll help you the exact same way you helped me." "What does that mean?" I pulled up my old loan documents and did the math. "When I was 18, you left me with $0 for college and told me to figure it out. So here's what I can offer you." I emailed them a detailed breakdown. $0 for housing, a list of affordable apartment complexes near public transportation, information on Social Security benefits and senior discount programs, links to job boards for retirees. "You're young enough to work part-time," I added. "Just like I did." My father's voice went cold. "This is cruel." "No, this is fair. I'm treating you exactly how you treated me. You taught me that family means making sacrifices for the people who need it least. Your brother needed that opportunity, and I needed an education, but apparently his third scam was more important than my future." Mom started crying. "We made mistakes, but we're your parents. Doesn't that mean anything?" "It meant something when I was 17 and you chose him over me. Now you know how that feels?" I hung up. For 3 weeks, they tried everything. Guilt trips from relatives. My brother called, screaming about loyalty. Distant cousins I'd never met sent messages about forgiveness. I blocked them all. Then yesterday, a certified letter arrived. Inside was a notice from an attorney. My parents are suing me for elder care, claiming I have a legal obligation to house them. The letter mentioned something about filial responsibility laws and included testimonies from family members about my cruelty and abandonment. Attached was a photo. My brother standing in front of a brand new Tesla, grinning at the camera. The caption read, "Finally, the big one hit. Thanks for believing in me, Mom and Dad." They'd found money for his 4th venture. I stared at that photo for an hour. Then I called the attorney listed on the lawsuit, left a voicemail requesting all financial documents my parents submitted as evidence of their poverty. Because if they're suing me for support while funding my brother's luxury car, I have questions. My lawyer called back within 2 hours. "We need to talk," she said. "I found something in your brother's business registration. Your parents aren't just investors." My hands went cold. "What do you mean?" "They're listed as co-founders. Your brother's company, Tech Venture Solutions, shows your mother and father each owning 30% equity. Your brother has 40%. I pulled up my laptop and searched for the company. The website was sleek, professional, nothing like my brother's previous disasters. "They've been operating for 8 months, my lawyer continued. "Revenue projections show they're on track to gross $2.3 million this year." I felt sick. "So the Tesla wasn't a gift?" "No, it's a company car, registered to the business. And there's more." I heard papers shuffling. "Your parents filed bankruptcy 2 months ago. Personal bankruptcy, not business. They transferred all their remaining assets, the house sale proceeds, their retirement accounts, everything, into the business before filing. The business is protected. They're claiming poverty while sitting on a company worth potentially millions. That's fraud. It walks a very thin legal line. But here's what's interesting. They're suing you for elder support while running a profitable business. That's going to be hard to justify in court." I leaned back in my chair, mind racing. "Can we countersue? We can do better than that. Your grandmother's will specifically designated that money for your education. When your parents took it for the business, they violated the terms of her estate. The statute of limitations hasn't expired because you were a minor when the violation occurred. How much are we talking about?" The original fund was $147,000 in 2015. With compound interest and damages, we're looking at approximately $380,000. I sat in silence processing this. "There's something else," my lawyer said. "I found your brother's social media. He's been posting about the business constantly. Luxury dinners, business trips to Dubai, a new boat. And in one post from 3 months ago, he thanked your parents for sacrificing everything to make this dream possible." She paused. "He specifically mentioned using his sister's college fund as seed money, called it the best investment our family ever made." My vision blurred. He'd actually posted about it, bragged about stealing my future. Forward me everything, I said. Every post, every financial document, every piece of evidence you can find. Already done. Check your email. I'm also sending you something else. A forensic accountant I work with. If there's financial misconduct here, he'll find it. After we hung up, I opened my email. Dozens of documents loaded, business registrations, bank statements, social media screenshots, and there, in a photo from 6 months ago, was my entire family at a restaurant. The caption read, "Celebrating Tech Ventures' first major client. None of this would be possible without the seed money that started it all. Sometimes you have to make hard choices for the greater good of the family." The comments were filled with congratulations. Friends and relatives praising my parents' business acumen, my brother's friends calling him a visionary. Not one person asked where that seed money came from. Not one person mentioned me. I spent the next 3 days building a case that would destroy them. The forensic accountant found irregularities immediately. The business had been operating for 2 years, not 8 months. My parents had been funneling money into it while still living in their house, before declaring bankruptcy. They'd been planning this for a long time. The bankruptcy filing claimed they had $47,000 in assets. The business records showed they'd transferred $670,000 into the company over 2 years. Money from the house sale, retirement accounts, and yes, my grandmother's trust fund. They committed bankruptcy fraud, the accountant explained over Zoom. They hid assets in the business, then filed personal bankruptcy to avoid creditors. The trustee should have caught this. But your brother structured it cleverly. Shell companies, staggered transfers, offshore accounts. How is my brother capable of this? His other businesses all failed. The accountant smiled grimly. Because he wasn't running those? This time, your parents are running the show. Your brother is just the face, the charming salesman. They're the ones with the business degrees and financial knowledge. Suddenly, everything made sense. The previous failures weren't failures. They were learning experiences, trial runs. My parents had been teaching my brother how to run a business, using my money as tuition, and now they'd figured it out. I contacted the bankruptcy trustee directly, sent every document. Within a week, the trustee filed a motion to reopen the case and investigate fraudulent transfer of assets. My parents' attorney called me. "Your actions are tearing this family apart," he said. "I'm not tearing anything apart. I'm exposing what was already broken. They're willing to settle. Drop your counterclaim and they'll drop the elder care lawsuit." "No, you're being unreasonable. I'm being treated exactly how they treated me, with complete disregard for my well-being. Tell them I'll see them in court." He sighed. "Your brother wants to talk to you. My brother can rot." I hung up and immediately received a text from a number I didn't recognize. "We need to meet, just you and me, please." It was my brother. I blocked the number. 2 hours later, he showed up at my house. I watched through the Ring camera as he rang the doorbell repeatedly, then started knocking. "I know you're home," he called. "I just want to talk." I opened the door but kept the security chain on. "You have 30 seconds. He looked different, older, tired. The cocky grin from the Tesla photo was gone. "None of this was supposed to happen," he started. "You have 15 seconds left. I didn't know they were using your college fund. Not at first. By the time I found out, the business was already running and you posted about it on social media. You called it the best investment our family ever made." His face fell. "That was Mom's idea. She said it would be good for the company image, family sacrifice and all that. You're 34 years old. You don't get to blame Mom for your social media posts." I know. But listen, the business is real this time. We're actually making money. I can pay you back. Whatever you lost, plus interest. Just drop the lawsuits." "It's not about the money. Then what is it about?" I opened the door fully, looking him dead in the eye. "It's about you and Mom and Dad choosing your dream over my future. It's about watching you fail 3 times while I worked myself to exhaustion. It's about coming home for Christmas and hearing Mom brag about your latest idea while I was rationing meals to afford student loan payments." My voice cracked. "It's about being 17 years old and realizing my family didn't actually love me. They loved what I could provide." "That's not true. Then why am I here? Why did it take a lawsuit for you to show up? Why didn't you call when I graduated? When I bought this house? When I paid off those loans that should never have existed?" He had no answer. "You want to know what's funny?" I continued. "I would have been happy for you. If you'd succeeded the first time, or the second, or the third, I would have cheered you on. But you didn't succeed until you had Mom and Dad running everything, using money that was supposed to be mine. We can fix this." "No, we can't. Because fixing it would mean admitting what you did was wrong. And none of you will do that. You're here because I'm causing problems, not because you're sorry." I started to close the door. "Wait," he said desperately. "What do you want?" "I want my education fund back. I want compound interest for every year I paid student loans. I want Mom and Dad to admit they committed fraud, and I want all of you to understand that actions have consequences. They'll lose everything." "Good. Then they'll know exactly how I felt at 18. I closed the door and locked it, watched through the camera as my brother stood there for 5 minutes before finally leaving. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying every family dinner, every holiday, every moment where I should have seen this coming. My phone buzzed. A text from my mother. "Please call me. We need to talk about this like adults." I stared at the message. After everything, she still thought she could manipulate me with the right words. I called her. "Finally," she answered. "We've been trying to reach you for days. I've been busy building a case against you." Silence. "That's cruel," she said finally. "After everything we've done for you, stop. Right there. Do not finish that sentence. You've done nothing for me. I paid for my own education. I built my own life. You don't get to take credit for any of it. We raised you the bare minimum. Congratulations. I heard her breathing heavily, trying to control her anger. Your father had a heart attack last week. My stomach dropped. What? The stress from all this. He collapsed at the office. He's in the hospital right now. I wanted to feel sympathy, wanted to feel anything except the cold calculation running through my mind. Is he okay? He will be. If we can reduce his stress. If his daughter would stop attacking her own family. And there it was. The manipulation. You're using Dad's health to guilt me into dropping the lawsuit. I'm telling you what's happening because of your actions. No. Dad had a heart attack because he's been running a fraudulent business while hiding assets in bankruptcy. That stress he created. How can you be so heartless? I learned from the best. I hung up and immediately called my lawyer. Dad had a heart attack. They're going to use this. Let them try, she said. We have medical records showing he's been under treatment for high blood pressure and cholesterol for 5 years. This isn't sudden stress, this is long-term health issues catching up. But a jury might sympathize. A jury will also see the evidence of fraud, the hidden assets, the stolen inheritance. Your father's health is unfortunate, but it doesn't erase what they did. She was right, but I still felt sick. The next morning, my aunt called, Dad's sister, who I hadn't spoken to in years. I heard about your father, she said. Is he okay? He's recovering, but I'm not calling about that. I waited. I need to tell you something I should have said years ago. When your grandmother died and left that money for your education, your father fought her on it. Said the money should be split equally among all grandchildren. I didn't know that. She refused. She specifically wanted it to go to you because she knew you'd actually use it for school. She knew your brother would waste it. My throat tightened. She made your father promise in front of her attorney that the money would only be used for your education. He promised. And then the minute the funds transferred, he started looking for ways around it. Why are you telling me this now? Because your mother called me last night, crying about how cruel you're being, and I'm tired of watching this family protect people who don't deserve it. Your grandmother would be furious if she knew what they did. Did you tell Mom that? I told her that if she contacts me again to complain about you, I'll testify on your behalf. That shut her up pretty quick. After we hung up, I sat in my kitchen and cried for the first time since this started. Not sad tears, angry ones, frustrated ones. Years of suppressed emotion finally breaking through. My grandmother had tried to protect me, and they'd violated her trust anyway. The preliminary hearing was scheduled for 3 weeks out. My lawyer prepared me for what to expect. They're going to paint you as vindictive and greedy. They'll bring up every childhood slight, every argument, every reason you might have to hurt them. And what do we say? We present facts, financial records, timeline of events. We let the evidence speak for itself. What about Dad's heart attack? They'll mention it. We'll express sympathy and move on. Don't let them bait you into looking cold. The day before the hearing, I received a Facebook message from my brother's ex-girlfriend. We'd been friendly years ago before she and my brother broke up. I heard what's happening, she wrote. I have information you need. We met at a coffee shop. She looked nervous, clutching a folder. I dated your brother for 3 years, she started. During that time, I saw a lot. Too much. She slid the folder across the table. This is everything he told me about the business. How your parents planned it. How they deliberately failed the first 3 businesses to test different models. How they always intended to use your money as the final investment. I opened the folder. Text messages, emails, handwritten notes. He kept all this? He didn't. I did. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't have proof until now. When I saw what they were doing to you, I couldn't stay silent. One email in particular made me want to throw up. From my mother to my brother. The 4th attempt will work. We've learned from the mistakes. And once we're profitable, we'll have more than enough to pay her back eventually. She'll understand when she sees how successful we are. They never intended to make me understand, I said. They intended to make so much money I wouldn't care. That's not even the worst part. She pulled out another document. A business plan dated 3 years ago. Under startup costs, there was a line item. Family investment, deferred liability. $147,000. They'd budgeted my college fund into their business plan before even asking me. Can I keep these? They're yours. I made copies for myself, just in case. Why are you doing this? She smiled sadly. Because when I broke up with your brother, your parents told everyone I was trying to sabotage his success. They destroyed my reputation in our social circle. I lost friends because of their lies. She stood to leave. Some people don't deserve protection, even if they're family. The hearing was brutal. My parents' attorney opened with an emotional appeal about family loyalty and the devastating impact of my vindictive lawsuit on elderly parents facing health crises and financial ruin. My lawyer stood up and projected the business registration on the screen. The defendants claim financial hardship, yet they own a business currently valued at $2.7 million. They transferred assets into this business immediately before filing bankruptcy, deliberately hiding wealth from creditors. She clicked to the next slide. Screenshots of my brother's social media. The defendants claimed they were innocent investors, unaware the startup funds came from a protected trust. Yet here, their son publicly credits his sister's college fund as seed money. Another click. The business plan with my college fund listed as a startup cost. This wasn't an impulsive decision. This was premeditated theft of a minor's inheritance. The judge looked at my parents. Is this accurate? Their attorney scrambled. Your Honor, there were legitimate financial needs. I asked if the documents are accurate. Did your clients use a trust fund designated for their daughter's education as business startup costs? Silence. Yes. my father finally said. But we intended to pay her back. With interest? Eventually. Did you inform your daughter before taking the money? We told her we were investing it. Did she consent? More silence. She was 17, Mom interjected. She didn't understand. Understand what? That you were stealing her inheritance? My mother's face went red. That's not what happened. Then explain to me what happened, Mrs. Caldwell. My lawyer stepped in. Your Honor, we have documentation proving the defendant structured their business specifically to hide assets in bankruptcy. They're simultaneously claiming poverty while operating a multi-million-dollar company. And now they're suing their daughter for elder care support, despite having substantial hidden wealth. This hearing is about filial responsibility, my parents' attorney argued. Whether the daughter has a legal obligation to care for her parents. The business is irrelevant. The business is entirely relevant, the judge interrupted. Because if the parents have hidden assets, they don't qualify for filial responsibility support. This case is dismissed. Your Honor, and I'm referring this matter to the bankruptcy trustee for investigation. This hearing is over. My parents sat frozen as the judge left the courtroom. Their attorney turned on them. You told me you had no assets. The business is different. The business is an asset you deliberately hid. Do you understand you've committed fraud? I gathered my things and walked out. My lawyer caught up with me in the hallway. That went well. What happens next? The trustee will investigate. If they find fraud, your parents could face criminal charges. The business assets will likely be seized to pay creditors. And my counterclaim? We file it separately. The trust violation. We're asking for the original amount plus compound interest, totaling $380,000, plus punitive damages for the emotional distress and financial hardship you endured. Will we win? Based on what we presented today? Yes. I drove home in a daze. It should have felt like victory. Instead, it felt like I'd burned down everything I'd ever known. My phone rang. An unknown number. This is Channel 7 News. We're doing a story on filial responsibility laws and elder care lawsuits. Your case was mentioned in court today. Would you be willing to comment? No. Just a few questions. I said no. But the story ran anyway. By evening, I was trending on local social media. Half the comments called me a hero for standing up to entitled parents. The other half called me heartless for abandoning my family. Someone found my brother's social media posts and shared them widely. The post about using my college fund got screenshot and went viral. Imagine bragging about stealing your sister's future. One comment read. My brother's business started getting negative reviews. Comments on their website calling them frauds. I watched it all unfold from my couch, eating ice cream straight from the container. My phone buzzed. A text from the unknown number that had been my brother's. You've destroyed us. I hope you're happy. I typed back, I'm not happy, but I'm free. Then I blocked the number. The forensic audit took 3 weeks. The results were damning. My parents had hidden $823,000 in assets through the business. They'd used shell companies, fake vendors, and offshore accounts to make it look legitimate. The bankruptcy filing was completely fraudulent. The trustee filed criminal charges. My parents' attorney called to discuss a plea deal. They'll plead guilty to bankruptcy fraud. In exchange, they'll return all hidden assets to creditors and agree to a payment plan for your counterclaim. What's the payment plan? $380,000 over 10 years, plus 6% interest. I did the math. They'd pay about $420,000 total. What about the business? They'll have to surrender their shares. Your brother can keep his 40%, but they lose control. And if I don't accept, they go to trial. If convicted, they're looking at 3 to 5 years in prison. But you'd have to wait for the criminal case to resolve before pursuing your civil claim. I thought about my father in the hospital, my mother's voice on the phone, my brother standing at my door. I'll accept on one condition. What's that? They have to make a public statement admitting what they did, not some vague apology, a detailed confession, and it has to be posted on my brother's business social media account. They'll never agree to that. Then we'll see them in trial. 2 days later, my lawyer called back. They agreed. To all of it? Everything. Statement, payment plan, surrendering business shares. They're signing tomorrow. I felt numb. Why would they agree? Because your brother convinced them. Apparently, the negative publicity was destroying the business. They're losing clients. Partners are backing out. He told them this was the only way to salvage anything. The statement posted the next morning. In 2015, we made a terrible decision. We used funds set aside for our daughter's education to invest in a business venture. This money came from a trust established by her grandmother specifically for college expenses. We did not have permission to use these funds. We violated our daughter's trust and our mother's wishes. It continued for 3 paragraphs, detailing the fraud, the bankruptcy scheme, the deliberate hiding of assets. We are profoundly sorry for the pain we caused. We are working to make restitution and accept full responsibility for our actions. We hope our daughter can someday forgive us, though we understand if she cannot. The post had 5,000 comments within an hour. Most of them were brutal. You didn't just betray your daughter, you betrayed your own mother's wishes. Imagine being so entitled you steal from your child and then sue them for not taking care of you. This is why some people don't talk to their families. My brother's business lost 3 major clients that week. 2 investors pulled out. The company's valuation dropped by 40%. I should have felt vindicated. Instead, I felt hollow. My aunt called again. I saw the statement. Yeah. How are you doing? I don't know. I won, but it doesn't feel like winning. That's because you're a decent person. You didn't want to destroy them. You just wanted them to acknowledge what they did. Was it worth it? That's not for me to answer, but I'll say this. Your grandmother would be proud of you for fighting back. She spent her whole life letting people walk over her. She didn't want that for you. After we hung up, I pulled out the old photo album I'd brought from my childhood home, found a picture of Grandma and me from my high school graduation. She'd slipped me a card that day with $200 inside and a note for textbooks. Don't let anyone tell you education isn't worth it. She'd known even then that my family didn't value my dreams. The first payment arrived 6 weeks later. $3,160 deposited into my account with the memo settlement payment 1 of 120. I stared at the notification for a long time. Then I forwarded it to my financial advisor with instructions to invest it in an education fund. Not for me, for someone else who might need it. I want to set up a scholarship, I told him, for students whose families can't or won't support their education. What should we call it? I thought about my grandmother, about the trust she'd tried to give me, about the 17-year-old girl who'd been told loans were her only option. The Second Chance Education Fund. I like it. What are the requirements? First-generation college students, low income, and they have to write an essay about what family means to them. That last one seems specific. It is. The fund launched 6 months later. We had enough for one full scholarship the first year. A girl from Chicago who'd been working 3 jobs to save for community college. I met her when we presented the award. She cried and thanked me at least 20 times. "You don't understand," she said. "My mom told me I was wasting my time. That college was for other people. This proves her wrong." I understood perfectly. My parents' payments continued like clockwork. $3,160 every month. I never missed a deposit, and neither did they. We didn't speak. My brother's business recovered slowly. He restructured, brought in new partners, rebranded. Within 2 years, Tech Venture Solutions became Venture Next Consulting. Different name, same concept. He sent me a LinkedIn connection request. I declined. On what would have been my grandmother's 85th birthday, I visited her grave for the first time in years, brought flowers and a copy of the scholarship announcement. "We're funding 5 students this year," I told her headstone. "Next year, we're hoping for 10. All because you tried to give me a chance." I sat there for a while, watching the sunset. "I don't know if I did the right thing," I admitted, "but I know I did something you would have wanted." I fought back. I didn't let them make me small. A breeze rustled through the trees. "I hope that's enough." My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "This is your father. Mom is sick, cancer, stage 3. She's asking for you." I stared at the message for a long time, thought about the girl I'd been at 17, the woman I'd become at 29, the choice I had to make now. I typed, "I'm sorry she's sick, but I can't be what you need me to be. She's your mother, and she made her choices. I'm making mine." I blocked the number and went home. That night, I had a dream about my grandmother. She was sitting at her old kitchen table, the one I remembered from childhood visits. "You did good, sweetheart," she said. "Did I? They're calling me heartless. People always call women heartless when we stop letting them hurt us." She poured 2 cups of tea. "You want to know a secret? I didn't just leave you that money for college. I left it because I knew they'd try to take it. And I wanted you to learn to fight. I'm tired of fighting. Then rest. But don't ever think you did the wrong thing by standing up for yourself." I woke up with tears on my face. The scholarship fund grew. By year 3, we were funding 12 students. By year 5, 28. Each one wrote me a letter after graduation, thanked me for believing in them when their families didn't. I kept every letter in a folder labeled "Worth It." My brother tried to contact me once more, 3 years after the settlement. An email this time. "Mom died last week. Funeral is Saturday. Thought you should know." I sat with that information for a long time. Thought about calling, thought about going. Instead, I sent flowers to the funeral home with a card that read, "I'm sorry for your loss." I didn't sign it. That night, I pulled out the old photo albums again, found pictures of Mom and me from when I was little. Birthday parties, Christmas mornings, summer vacations. She looked happy in those photos. We both did. I wondered when it changed, when her love became conditional, when my brother's dreams became more important than mine. Maybe it was always that way, and I just hadn't noticed. I threw the albums in the trash. Then I pulled them back out. Some memories, even painful ones, deserve to be kept. Not because they're happy, but because they're true. Year 6 of the settlement payments, I got a letter from my brother's attorney. "Due to business complications, your brother is requesting a modification of the payment schedule." Translation: they couldn't afford it anymore. I forwarded it to my lawyer. "What do you want to do?" she asked. "What are my options?" Demand full payment of the remaining balance. Take them back to court. Or negotiate new terms. What would happen if I demanded full payment? They'd likely have to sell the business. Declare bankruptcy again, this time legitimately. I thought about it for exactly 30 seconds. Demand full payment. "You're sure?" They signed a contract. They need to honor it. The remaining balance was $254,000. They paid it in one lump sum 2 months later by selling the business. Venture Next Consulting ceased to exist. My brother sent one final email. I hope destroying everything I built was worth it. I didn't respond. Instead, I took that $254,000 and fully funded the scholarship for the next 3 years. 42 students got full rides because my family finally paid their debt. Worth it? Absolutely. I'm 35 now. I still live in the 3-bedroom house I bought at 29. Still work in finance. Still fund the scholarship every year. The Second Chance Education Fund has helped 127 students so far. We're on track to hit 150 by next year. Last month, I got a letter from the first scholarship recipient. She's graduating medical school. "I think about you every time someone asks who supported my education," she wrote. "I tell them about a stranger who understood what it meant to fight for your future, who turned her own pain into someone else's opportunity. You changed my life." I cried reading that letter. Because maybe that's what justice looks like. Not revenge, not destruction, but taking the worst thing that ever happened to you and making sure it never happens to anyone else. My family stole my college fund, betrayed my trust, tried to manipulate me into supporting them after leaving me with nothing. And I turned that into 127 scholarships and counting. I turned it into freedom. I haven't spoken to any of them in 4 years. Don't plan to. Sometimes people ask if I regret it, if I wish I'd tried to reconcile. The answer is no, because family isn't about blood or obligation. It's about showing up, supporting each other, keeping promises. My family broke every promise that mattered. So I made new ones. To myself, to my grandmother, to every student who'd been told their dreams weren't worth investing in. Those are the promises I'm keeping. Last week, I drove past my childhood home. New family lives there now. The yard looks different, better. I didn't feel anything looking at it. No nostalgia, no grief, just gratitude that I got out, that I fought back, that I refused to let them define my worth. The student loan debt that should never have existed is gone. The house I bought is paid off. The scholarship fund is thriving. And I sleep well at night knowing I don't owe them anything. Not forgiveness, not reconciliation, not another chance. I gave them the exact same support they gave me, $0 and a list of resources. The difference is, I did it honestly. They spent my college fund on my brother's dreams and called it love. I spent it on 127 students' futures and called it justice. I know which one my grandmother would be proud of. And honestly, that's the only opinion that matters anymore.